Morning everyone. Got a few little jobs to do. I couldn't really be bothered setting up the tripod or getting the gimbal out because I'm going to be moving. They're totally different places. Boys are waiting for their treat, so we'll go and do that. Come on then. So I'll kind of explain them as I go. Do a bit of videoing here now. I've only got so many hands, so we'll try and bring this with us. So one of the jobs is this frying pan. What I want to do is polish it up. It's not a bad pan, it's just stainless. We swapped over everything to stainless. You can have this first, sit. Gentle. Voice. Swapped everything over to stainless, but stuff does stick to it. I know there's a kind of procedure, you got to get things hot before you add oil to it. But if it gets as hot as what they want, it just spits oil everywhere and it's ultra annoying. So it just makes a mess of the kitchen. Absolute just oil splatters everywhere. So what I did, I thought, well, probably be good to polish it up and then things won't stick to it. I thought, you know, just give it a shot, see what happens. And it actually worked. I only spent maybe 5-10 minutes on it. I just did a real quick job on it to see if it would work, and it made it a lot better. So I'm going to spend a bit more time on it now, and we'll give it hopefully a mirror finish. I don't know if we're going to get a really good mirror finish on it, because it does have these lines. I think it's due to the heat dispersion or something like that. But yeah, I want to get rid of some of these marks are from me, but you can feel it, it's ultra smooth. It's like glass, it feels like glass. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah. It's the first time I'm using the shed actually, once these hex lights went in just the other day, so good stuff. So I always check make sure everything's all working here. So this is for the lights, solar panel on the roof, charges up these two batteries, timer, solar charger and voltage converter to go from 12 volt to 4.2 volt. And we are, you know, it's only 9:30 in the morning, 23 degrees, and we're already at 13.8 volts, so battery's already charged. This just rocked up as well, so this is the pump for my mate's RO unit. So if anyone's wondering, this is probably why I had to wait, because I did give these pump a good kind of gave them a good name kind of thing. It works really well. The only reason I bought this one is the only one I could find that was 220 volts, so plug in, not 12 volt. 17 litres a minute, probably a bit much, but you can live with it. Apparently they're meant to be adjustable. The instructions leave a lot to be desired for, but yeah, I mean, they're meant to be adjustable somehow. Doesn't matter. Yeah, there's nothing here that says to reassemble, to disassemble, installation. Yeah, it just doesn't say. It doesn't say anything about adjustability. But anyway, at 17 litres a minute, I'm still getting 0 ppm water, only because I'm putting 13 parts per million into the tank after it comes out of the RO unit. So I am 440 ppm out of the tap into the RO unit, 13 ppm out of the RO unit, and then obviously 13 ppm into the DI tank, and that's why it's able to go through at 17 litres a minute and spit out 0 ppm water. I don't know what I'm doing with this muffler now. So this is the muffler off my Z. I don't want to throw it out, I don't want to sell it, but it had to move because now the hex lights are there. So I think it's just going to go and live down here for a little bit until I get sick of seeing it down here. Probably here. I don't want to scratch your tips because this may go back on, but probably not. I'll just leave it there for now. Another job I need to do is fill up my RO water bottle for the fridge. I've lost my coffee. We'll go and find that. Must be inside still. Just done all the carpet in our bedroom. So we got carpet in all the bedrooms, but we don't use the other bedrooms. Well, we use them, but we don't use them on a daily basis. No one's in and out of there all the time. So I just did the carpet in our bedroom. I normally do it every 4 to 6 months. It pulls out a lot of dirt. It's really, like, we don't wear shoes in there or anything. I know the dogs go in there, but they're not that dirty either. Or maybe they are, I'm not sure. So these are the lights that got retired because of the hex lights in here now. So I'm going to give them to my dad. He'll make use of them, put them in his shed. Alright, so we'll turn this on and get some water cranking. So I do like to turn that off, that on, so that's my filler tank, but I like to purge some of the water out. Just, you don't know what's in here. I still haven't made a cap for it yet. So to connect it up to make some RO water, all you need is that to here. Oh, I forgot to put my microphone on, but anyway, it doesn't matter. That's it, and then I'll get my little homemade poker protter, and then the middle tap there. Hopefully you can see it. I do have some extra light we can put on. Let's have a look. Better. I was actually thinking about buying another set of these, so you end up with another 5 hex lights, and then tapping into here and putting another 2, because you could only get another 2 on, because you'd have to use the joiners and the lights to make the other 2. I was going to put 2 there and 2 there, and you probably have a little bit left over, but there's just no point. Once this door goes up, it covers them. I was only going to do it for a situation like this. It just plays on my mind a little bit that half the garage doesn't have lights, but yeah, I think I can live with it. Anyway, if it gets on my nerves again, like, or actually I need light here, then I'll do it. But I just don't think I was only doing it to satisfy my my OCD. So I don't turn the tap all the way on. It doesn't need that much pressure. That's all that's for, so I can do that easy. And then, so we've got wastewater coming out. It takes a little while for RO to come. There we go. So we'll just let that flush for a bit. And then to do it a bit neater, you can turn this off. So now it's not making anything. Poke that in there. And then turn it back on. There we go. And then I might as well, yeah, that's just over half full. So I might as well just, when that's full, flip it over to this. And it can top that up for me. It'll only take maybe 3 hours or so. It's only going to take 10 minutes to fill that up. But yeah, it's going to take about 3 hours to fill that. Let me just put a reminder on my phone for 10 minutes. Yeah, it's from memory, it's about 10-12 minutes, so I did it for 11. We'll see what happens. I don't know what happens if it's going to overflow. It'll probably, because the lid's on quite tight, it can't obviously leak out through here, and then this is very tight in that hole, so I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe if we open this, I think if we open that, yeah, nothing comes out. No, it's more free flowing to go into there than it is uphill to there, so that just shuts off. So we'll just leave that. I'll leave the lights on for a bit until we come back. I've just organised the pest spray man to come. He came about this time last year. So he goes in the roof. He does. Oh, where's one I can show you? Over here. So obviously he's not going to put more of these out because he's already put them out. But he's got like rat and mice bait boxes around. Obviously you put them where the dogs can't get to. So he's coming on Tuesday afternoon, so I'll be home from work already, and then he's going to come. So yeah, that'll be good. I've only noticed, like it was about a year ago, and I've noticed one anthill over here somewhere. I just noticed a bit of sand, but see it's gone. Oh no, there it is there. You can just see it, just here. And one out the front, and that's it. And yeah, very thorough. He's here for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. Goes in there, he spends about 40 minutes in the roof. I think this time that he comes, because it's his second time and he's not putting out these bait boxes, it's going to be a lot quicker than that. But yeah, very thorough. He like floods the floor, then he sprays all the eaves and the walls with a different sprayer. I think it's the same stuff, but it's a different sprayer. It's much finer, and that's for the walls. And then he's got like a flood one that does the floor. Sprayed all the shed, goes around everywhere, goes in the roof. We've got a footpath on that side of the fence, and it's on a retaining wall, so it's about 1 metre down. And he puts ant dust and sprays all there. Then he comes on this side, sprays all the fence. We haven't had any spider webs. It's been unbelievable. So we had problems with mice in the roof. We could hear them at night time. That's the only reason I got him in. But I thought, while you're here, do everything else. I normally spray. I normally do all the pest spray around here, just with stuff you buy from Bunnings, you know, nothing special. But anyway, let him do it this year, and then I haven't done. I might have done it. No, I don't think I have. I don't think I've done it once. I've done little spot things if we've had anthills out in the verge, or there's been none here. So yeah, it's been really good. And no spider webs. We normally get a heap of spider webs up in that. See, is that one there? Yes, there's one just there, but we normally get, like, I've got to go with a spider web broom every 2 or 3 months and clean up the spider webs. All here. You get like ones, you know, all through there. We haven't had any. He's done a really good job. And like I said, I was only going to get him that once to come and fix the mice problem in the roof, but yeah, he did such a thorough job, and for a good price too. I was like, nah, you can come every year. So I rang him the other day. I said, look, come this year now, when you can come. Yeah, obviously I'm not going to force him to come, but yeah, when you can fit us in, like in the next few weeks. I'm pretty sure the rain's kind of finished now, so I don't want to get him in during winter and then the rain kind of washes what he's just sprayed down the next day. So I'm pretty sure the rain's finished, so now's a good time to get him in, because whatever he sprays is going to stay for a while. And then I said, put us on your books and just come every year. Just, you know, whether I call or you call, send me a reminder, text message, email, whatever. Just come every year. It's not worth not coming for the price that he charges. Very reasonable price for what he does. You know, he's got the little FPOS machine on his phone. You just tap and pay when he's here. He gives you a full, I don't know, like a 4-page document on where he sprayed and what chemicals he used and how much. And you know, you got dogs, so just leave them inside. Very thorough. So I actually recommended him to a mate that lives, my mate I go scooter riding with. Same problem he had. He reckons it sounded like horses running around in his roof. He had like he must have had big rats running around in his roof. He's in Caversham, so it's a bit more of a bush block. I think he's on like 12 acres or something like that. And he went there, and like 3 weeks later, zero noise in the roof. He just wiped them all out. So yeah, he's pretty good. I don't know if you guys can notice, but probably not, but this black thing was all, if you go back a few videos, quite a few videos, maybe 5-6 videos, it was all starting to get dusty and watermarks on it. Even the eaves were getting all faded, and the window frames were all getting, not faded to the point where you gotta, you know, they're really bad or you gotta throw them out, or like you're never going to do that, but just everything was starting to fade a little bit. So I bought some inox and a rag, and it took me a couple of hours, and I went around the whole house and did all the gutters. You can see how shiny they are. So like detailed the house a little bit. So yeah, come up really nice. Did all these frames, did all the door frames, just made them all. You can see the frames there, like ultra shiny, really nice. All that frame around the front, all the downpipes. Like these were starting to, they're just powder coated, so you know they fade. They've been here for 13 years in the sun, but that's gone back to brand new. You know, that frame there, all the mesh, I just quickly wiped over all the mesh. Yeah, so, and it seems to be lasting. That was about a month ago. I thought it was just going to be like looks good for a few hours or a couple days and then it's gone, but that was about a month ago and it still looks as good as, yeah, cleaned them up really nice. Anyway, I'm leaving the ladder there because I I put that where that rock is. I get the hose from down there that I've finally hung up my, you can't see it, it's behind the air conditioner, but I finally hung up the hose that I got rid of out of the garage because I don't need it there anymore. That used to be what I used to wash the cars, but now I've got the pressure hose there and all that stuff mounted. I don't need it, so I've moved it here. There's a tap just out there, hooks up to 20 meters, and it just gets me to where I put my ladder. And I've been watering the plants, the new plants that we've just put in all down the verge here, so they're copping a bit of water. So yeah, I need that ladder to stay there, but we might as well pack the carpet cleaner up. That should be dry now because that was yesterday I used that. That card I want to leave for a little while. Actually no, that can go back away. So tomorrow, I could go this afternoon, but I think I might go tomorrow. I've got to get some mulch because I need more mulch for the plants out there. And I was going to use that to carry the mulch bags with, but that probably won't take it. They're quite big bags. What are you doing up there? That's his new trick. I taught him it, but yeah, he likes to go and have a sniff up there now. And his big brother is too much of a wuss to follow him, so I think that's why he likes it, because he knows that he can't get up there. So I did do a video about this, I think. So you're meant to put your cleaning solution in here and then click that in here like that. So that delivers your cleaning solution, and then you put fresh water kind of in here, not in the, oh sorry, no, fresh water goes in the bag. And then as it sucks it up, the dirty water kind of fills in the voids here. It's like a 2-in-1 kind of bladder, and then the dirty water's on the outside. It still doesn't work. I don't know what it is. So so all I did was quickly, so put fresh water in here, quickly go over it just to wet the carpet. Then I put that cleaning solution into a little 2-litre pump sprayer, or 1-litre pump sprayer, and just sprayed it around the carpet, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then came back with this with fresh water and just cleaned it up. I went over it about 3 or 4 times, and I was still getting kind of murky water after the 3rd or 4th time. So yeah, it must be working. But yeah, a bit disappointing. This wasn't cheap either. We bought, I mean, we've had it a long time, but you know, you don't use it. It's not like you use it on a weekly basis. You know, you use it like 2 or 3 times a year. It's not very often you use it. So yeah, a bit disappointing that it's already broken, but doesn't matter. I wouldn't be without one, but we've pretty much said that once this completely is buggered, we're going to rip the carpet up in our bedroom and go laminate or hybrid flooring, something like that. I don't want tiles in there. Tiles are a bit too clinical, but I think I'd be able to live with wood. I've always had carpet in bedrooms. I've never grown up with it. You can see here we got carpet in here, so yeah, I probably wouldn't do that again. Doesn't matter. I've got to clean up this joint as well. So yeah, when you clean the carpet, so our bedroom's just around the corner, you drip every time you run out. I've got to come back here to get new water, so there's just drip marks and footprints, wet footprint marks that are dried up now. But so yeah, I just want to mop in here as well. Let's check on this. So we've got 1 minute. Whoa. Okay, so it is 10 minutes. That is completely full. I suppose it depends on how much pressure you put on at the tap over there, but that is completely full. Another minute that would have overflowed, so that was lucky. So we'll leave that going. So yeah, I should have trusted my first instinct, and 10 minutes would have been fine. So I've kind of cleaned up as much as I can in the kitchen here. Got the little dishwasher going. That's going really good, that dishwasher. I think, I don't know, you'd have to go back through my videos, but I'm sure we've had it for more than 2 years, and I use it maybe not so much on weekends, but during the week I pretty much use it every day to do our dinner dishes, just because we don't use enough dishes to fill this big one up. So the big one's kind of a little bit too big for 2 people. But on the weekends when we're having more meals here or we're having people over, whatever, we use that one. But just for 2 people, that's really good, that one. All right, I've lost my coffee again. Here it is. So yeah, I want to keep, you know what, I'm going to put all this away. I don't really want to look at this. These are just the dirty clothes I was using to do the verge when I was doing the garden. But I just wanted to keep them out until I do the mulch. But yeah, whatever, I'll just get them again. I'll just normally keep everything here. Keep them there. Got a spot for everything, and it kind of works out nicely that way. We go. So the dogs are due for a wash tomorrow. I normally wash them on a Sunday, so we're going to take them in the morning to the park. If I take them to the dog park, I at least wash their paws, because you don't know what they're stepping on at the dog park. And I don't want them coming in the house or, you know, on our bed or on the couch at night time, whatever, with God knows whatever they've picked up at the dog park. Another thing I want to make is summer's coming up, and I want to make something just to block this window so the sun doesn't shine through and heat their water drink bottle up, or drinking tray, whatever you want to call it. What I normally do is just hang a towel kind of like that, and that kind of blocks it there so you don't get sun in it. But what's happened is they come and they're a bit rough and knock that towel off, and then the towel falls in their drink bottle, and then not so much Alfie, but the younger one, he has a whinge at me. He comes to get me to tell me that he's got no more water, which is good, I suppose. But yeah, and then you got to dry the towel out because it's sucked up all the water. But yeah, so I've got a mop in here. I might as well do that now while the dogs are in the bedroom. I've lost, there it is there, my coffee. Let's just get this turned on. This thing's going pretty good too. One thing I've noticed is it doesn't suck up as much water as it used to, so I don't know what's going on there. It's still cleaning really well. I've given it a good clean out. I've even changed the filter on it. This filter up here, I'm only going to use cold water today, but I've changed that out. I just can't see why it wouldn't be sucking up as much water as it used to. I've even gone to the trouble of oiling these up, and yeah, it's not leaking water. There's probably enough water in there. I'll just top it up a bit. It's only got that much. I'm not doing the whole house. I'm just doing kind of where I did yesterday. And there's enough cleaning solution in there. I've only got to really do from kind of here to the bedroom, and that's it. That was the mate. Oh, and in here as well. Good boy, Dex. Stay there, mate. You can see the RC controller there. Hopefully you can hear me over this. I've been smashing the remote control aeroplane simulator thing that I've got. I'm slowly getting the bug back. So yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of money. I've got nothing. I sold it all kind of between 5 and 3 years ago when I kind of stopped flying. So I've sold my batteries, I've sold all my little spare part knick-knack things that I had. I sold my transmitter, my chargers, all my planes, everything. I got rid of everything. I didn't crack it or anything like that. It's just I had it hanging around. It was always in the way, and I just never used them. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to sell this. I don't use it anymore. I was riding to the scooters at this stage, and it was pretty much go scooter riding with my mate, who also flies remote control airplanes. That's kind of how we met as well. So yeah, it was go with him scootering on a Saturday morning or fly airplanes. And I was like, no, I can't do both. My missus would like crack it big time. If I just like the whole day Saturday I went scooter riding in the morning and then RC planes, you know, in the afternoon. And really, you want to do RC planes in the morning because that's when the wind's at its best. You don't want to go when it's too windy. So yeah, I can't go Saturday morning scooter riding, Sunday morning. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's not nice. So kind of something had to give, and the aeroplanes gave. So I just stopped doing it. Plus, all my stuff was very old as well. So it was kind of time for an update anyway. Batteries were getting old, transmitter was old, there was way better transmitters out with better technology, make your life easier for flying, things like that. So yeah, it was kind of, just give it up and don't worry about updating everything, just sell everything. And then kind of, if I ever do want to get back into it, I would have had to update all my stuff anyway, knowing that. So yeah, that's kind of where the stage I am now, is trying to look for some bargains. There isn't really a lot. I mean, we got Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up. So I'll see what I get for that. Whether I jump on a transmitter, I've already picked out my transmitter I want. It's just like a mid-tier Spectrum NX7E Plus. So yeah, just something not basic, because it's definitely not basic, but it's not kind of the best that they have. The best they have is like $3,000 or $2,000 transmitter, and I don't need it. So yeah, that should be good. Get back in to it if I can do it on the cheap. I really don't want to go stupid like I did last time. I just had so much stuff for testing and building and things like that, and you kind of needed it with the balsa planes because that's where it was at with the balsa planes. But then the foam, about halfway through, you know, my time flying, the foam planes got really popular and got really good as well. And you just don't need a lot of the stuff the same. Like, you don't need any covering equipment like a covering iron, or you don't need any of that anymore because the foam planes, you don't do it. You don't do any of that. So yeah, you can see here it's picking up the water. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's just the wastewater tank is just not as full as it used to be. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but anyway, still got 90% charge up, and I might as well just keep going. But yeah, I've been smashing the simulator, just make sure I haven't lost it, and it's still there, which is pretty funny. I haven't flown for a long time. But yeah, haven't lost it. Jumped straight back into airplanes, pretty easy. Helicopters, same thing. I would never buy another helicopter. It's just too much setup, and I don't have the time to invest in learning how to program a helicopter. I just can't be bothered. The planes are a lot simpler. I can set a plane up in probably under 10 minutes, whereas a helicopter, it would be multiple phone calls to a mate of mine who's right into helicopters. And yeah, I just can't be bothered. I'll just sit back there for a bit. So yeah, that's not going to happen. Plus, they're quite expensive, some of the choppers. You can buy GPS choppers, which is a bit of a cheat way of doing it. But they're like a drone, pretty much. So you're pretty much uncrashable. Pretty much uncrashable, and they look nice, but they're like $1,500. So yeah, that's not going to happen. What I'm looking at buying is it's a 2.4 meter wingspan foam glider. They're including shipping about $380 at the moment. I think on eBay they're on special, but I will wait until we get any deals. So yeah, but yeah, once you add in, you know, $380 for a plane, you got $380 for a plane, $480 for a transmitter, $200 for a receiver, $40–50 on a battery, and that's only if you want one battery. Most times I always buy two batteries, so that way you can be flying while the first one was charging. You need a charger, so another couple $100 on a charger. So you could burn through $1,000 in you know, so easy. That's the only thing. And right now I've got kind of other priorities. That's more of a luxury thing. I've got other hobbies that I prioritise more than that at the moment. So yeah, it's just not on the important list at the moment. But the more I play with the simulator and the more I look at YouTube videos, the more it's coming up the ladder. So yeah, we'll see. The new G3 Max is out, the scooter, the predecessor, or the newer one than what I've got. I was going to update, but I don't think I'm going to update now. I'd rather put that money into the aeroplanes. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure even if I'm going to do it. I just got to see what specials come. I really don't want to pay full price for any of that stuff. So yeah. The good thing about RC plane stuff is if you look after it, you can always resell it and get kind of some of your money back out of it, which is good. I've done it a lot of times, but as long as you look after it, that's all. If you try and sell a transmitter full of scratches and the screen's all scratched and dented, and you might get $100 for a $400 transmitter, but you know, you buy a $480 transmitter and then use it for a few years and then try and sell it and it's still in brand new condition and they still sell that transmitter. That's another thing. As long as they're still selling it for $480, $500, you may get $300 back and it's cost you $180 to have the thing for a few years. So yeah, but you just got to look after it, that's all. Which I'm pretty good with that stuff. I always put screen protectors. I always get... you know, the foam Pelican. I don't buy Pelican cases, obviously. It's just stupid money, but I buy like the knockoff ones, the cheaper ones, and make up a case for everything. So, yeah. So, yeah, you got to kind of think that, yeah, you spend the money and it's a lot of money, but a lot of the time you can almost get all of your money back out of it when you want to sell it. So, yeah, not too bad there. So, yeah, I was going to do a video series on it if I do go ahead and buy all the stuff and get back into it. I was definitely going to do a video series on it. Still got a bit of water left, yet. And, you know, maybe one video on actually flying on the simulator, and talk about what model is a good model to buy for your first model if you've never flown before. If you've flown before, you can pretty much buy whatever you want, but as a beginner, there are certain planes that you should start off with. I mean, you can learn on any plane, really. It just depends on how quickly you pick it up and how much money you got to spend on fixing it and buying parts, because it's a crash is going to happen. There's no getting over it. So yeah, there's certain planes you got to buy, but anyway. The plane that I'm looking at getting is pretty much a beginner plane. It's a glider, 2.4 metre glider that flies really, really slow. Like a big plane like that, they fly quite slow. But I like gliders, so that's why I'm going that way. I can do all the aerobatics and all the stunts and tricks and stuff like that, but kind of once you learn how to do them, you kind of start pushing yourself to do it faster, lower, just make it more dangerous. Not dangerous as you're going to hurt someone or yourself, but just dangerous as if you're going to crash the plane. And I just can't be bothered. I don't want to buy a plane. I don't want to buy a plane that requires fixing and you do stunts and break it all the time. See, that's already dry. So yeah, it's picking up water. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, let's have a look. Actually, yeah. See, there's hardly anything. Yeah, you can see there's hardly anything in there. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, anyway. I should have really done that in the laundry. I don't like putting this dirty water in the kitchen sink, but I'm here and it's wet over there, so yeah, whatever. I'll rinse that out and then we'll put it on the cleaning cycle now. And you pretty much get more water out of the cleaning cycle than you do out of using it for all that time. And we'll have to put some more water in. So I won't put any solution. I'll just put fresh water in. It's just to flush the machine out, that's all it is. That's enough. I leave this unplugged because sometimes I don't want to charge it. I don't like keeping this thing
Check the used water tank before self-cleaning on.
at 100% all the time. It's no good for the battery.
Please wait for 30 seconds.
Okay, so here you got dog toys everywhere. Alright, done. I think we're good. So yeah, we will put this away. Making on the laundry. Can't remember where this was. I think it was up here. Oh, so yeah, another little project that we got on the cards. This is kind of one of the priorities, which is stopping me from buying an aeroplane. But what I want to do is, see, we've got this manhole here. That's our only access to get into the roof space at the moment. So when this pest control man comes, he comes through that laundry door, brings his ladder in, goes up here. We've only just painted the ceiling, but you can see there's black marks. Just, you know, it's ceiling white. It just marks up very easy. So what I want to do is pull that out and put a pull down ladder. You know, with a door. You can buy them from Bunnings. They're about $350, something like that. And then in this area, so we've got, see, there's an aircon vent just there and a return vent. So I'm pretty sure there's a big duct just here, but then obviously there's no ducting in this kind of area. So what I want to do is get the ladder in first, and then start bringing in some plywood, some structural ply, and liquid nail, and screw it down to the battens in the roof, and make like a little storage area there. So that way we can get rid of like junk all out of here, like jigsaw puzzles, and it's just stupid. We could probably actually throw some of that out, but just stuff that you never use. The bedrooms are full of it. So that bedroom in the, you know, is in the walk-in robe, or the wardrobe, built-in robe, whatever we got, just chock-a-block full of stuff that you'd never ever use. All 3 bedrooms are like that. So yeah, that's what I want to do, is get in this one. So we're going to do 2 of them. So in this one we'll make a bit of floor space. Doesn't have to be super huge, but yeah, a lot, not a lot, but you know, Christmas tree, things like that, stuff that you only need once a year. So that'll go up there. So I want to do a wood, and then these lights here are actually, so when the Sparky put these lights in, he's put a power point to run the light. Each light has a power point. So that way, if the light breaks, you can just unplug it. It's right near the hole here, and then plug in a brand new light. Which is all good. Cost a bit more to do, but it's well worth it in the long run. So what I want to do is, so this switch here, top switch, does that light. So what I want to do is piggyback off this light, just put a double adapter in, and then put a string of lights. So when you pull down this ladder, you turn this on so it'll light up this space where you're going to be going up the ladder, and also lights up the roof space in your little new storage area. And what I'll do is I'll buy some thick, like builder's plastic, white one. Hopefully you can get white. And I'll just go through and I will, you know, staple and make it kind of as dust proof and rodent proof. Not that we have any mice in there now, but yeah, I'll just try and make it as rodent and dust proof as I can. So yeah, that'll be a good little thing there. So I'm thinking kind of in that one, we'll put all the Christmas trees, jigsaw puzzles, spare. We've got a lot of spare glasses and stuff that we'll, you know, you don't need all the time, but you can't throw them out. People gave them to you for presents or whatever. And just get all the rubbish out of the house that we don't use, and it can all go up there. So that's for that one. And then what I'm going to do is put another one in here, because it is a pain. I've done it a lot of times to go from that manhole down here in the roof, because there's a massive duct that pretty much runs from that hallway all the way down and then splits off and feeds all this room and all those rooms there. So it would be handy if you wanted to go in the roof and do something at the front of the house to not have to go from there. It takes you about 10 minutes, because you've got to be like a contortionist to go through all the ducting and the woodwork to here. It takes a long time. By the time you get to where you've been, you're absolutely puffed out. So it makes sense to put another manhole here. I don't want it in the house though. So let me just open this up, because this is finished. We can stop charging. And we can rinse this out. So you can see how, so it's used about the same amount of water, just in that little time. I learned the hard way. You definitely want to rinse this as soon as it's finished. It stinks. The water absolutely stinks if you leave it in there. I left it in there for about a week. I forgot all about it. And went to use it, went to refill it. And I was like, oh, I forgot water. Oh well, doesn't matter. And then, yeah, open the lid, and it was like pretty gross. So yeah, you definitely want to make sure you do that. So yeah, 77%, we'll just leave it at that. Same with this, we'll turn that off. Give it a shake. And then I normally just take some stuff out just so it can dry a bit. It's super hot. I don't know how hot it gets the dishes, but you can barely touch them most of the time. It gets the dishes so hot, so they don't take long to dry. And you could hear that was in fan mode anyway, so it's got like a hairdryer, and you know, 20 minutes, these are bone dry. But I'll try to interrupt it, use a little bit less power, I suppose. I don't know. We got solar panels anyway, and it's pretty sunny today, so it's probably all good anyway, but I'll take care of them later. So yeah, the second manhole I kind of want to put in here, I'm thinking. The one thing I need to find out is which way my ceiling trusses go. I can't remember, but the ladder is designed to fit in between two of them. So there's 600 centers with the trusses in all houses. That's the requirement. So I'm kind of hoping there'd be one kind of, yeah, either on the wall or a little bit this way. And then it can go, I'm hoping that they run this way. If they run this way, I'm kind of a bit stuffed, because then it's going to have to go, I'll just move that smoke detector, and it can go here. So it's no big deal, but it would be better if it was here. I'd rather it here, so that way the ladder comes down and you kind of walk up this way. That way I don't have to move the car. Whereas if it goes this way, you kind of could still jag it, that it's kind of in that spot. You could put it as far back as you can, I suppose. Probably still be okay. But there's a lot of space here, because obviously no air conditioner, so there's no air conducting here. There's no air conducting here, and there's a return vent just here. So it kind of splits off and goes this way, and then there's nothing here, and there's nothing for half of this room as well. And that ducting goes kind of that way. So there's way more room here, all above here, and you can stand up here, because that's the middle of the roof. Over that way is a bit, you're short on headroom there, big time. You don't want to go too far towards the edges of the house. So this is kind of really good. And then same thing, I'll just max it out as much floor space as I can put up there. That's what I'll put up there. And then all our camping stuff. So we've got in that room where the sauna is, half of that is taken up. There's a rack in there. It's taken up with camping stuff. So pretty much I'll just put all the camping stuff up here. We normally go camping once a year, so it's not a big issue to have it up there, because it's a once a year thing. If we're going camping 3 or 4 times a year, then yeah, it's a bit of an issue. But it's a bit of an issue now because the car's here and the camping stuff's there. So I've got to come through the house and scratch all these door frames, where if it's up here, it's kind of just, you know, one person up and one person down here, and just pass the stuff down. Nothing of it's really heavy. So So yeah, that's so I think what we'll do is probably practice on this one. My dad said he's going to come and give me a hand. We'll buy one just in case they're too hard or for whatever reason. I've watched a few videos, they don't look it, but yeah, I'll just buy one. We'll do this one. So it's pretty much cut a hole in the ceiling in between two trusses, put this thing up, screw it in. It's got wooden edges, so you just screw it in with a heap of screws because that's what's taking your weight now. And then you just make it so that the board that it comes with is flush with your ceiling. And then obviously where you've cut is a bit jagged. So then you just buy some nice decorative MDF that you would use for your skirting boards, kind of like what we have here. You could buy a decorative one or just a plain one like that. And you cut them on 45s and you pretty much make a picture frame around it and butt it right up to your wooden stair thing. And that will just give you that nice little edge. So that way you don't see where you've cut the ceiling, just to finish it off, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So I can't see it being too difficult. And yeah, and then that way when the pest man does come, not that I'm doing it for him, it's more for me, but at least when he does come, I can already have the ladders down for him, no cars in here. He doesn't want any cars in here because he actually does spray a fair bit in here because this is still considered outside. So yeah, he said, no, take your cars out because you're going to get sprayed. I'd only just got this car and then like 3 weeks later he came and I told him, I said, I don't want any spray on it. And he goes, no, take it out then because it's going to get saturated in here. So I took both cars out. But yeah, when he rocks up, at least you can have both ladders down. He doesn't even have to take his ladder off the car. And you know, he can go up until it starts getting a bit too hard here. And then he can go out, come back down easy with the stairs. And then up that one and do what he needs to do in the back section. And easy as, you know. I can't envisage me getting any more plumbers or electricians in. But you know, if you have plumbers or electricians come, they need to do stuff in the roof, it's easy for them. You know, they don't have to go dirty your ceiling or bring ladders through the house and chip all your door frames, and you know, it's just easy. So yeah, the only thing I want to get done, my dad's mate's an electrician, so I might get him to come round. He actually doesn't do a lot of, he's more of an engineer consulting, but he is an electrician. He has his electrical license. But yeah, the only thing I want him, because I don't have power out here currently, and the only way to get power to that motor is to throw an extension cord from, I've got it here, over and over there. I did explain it in one of the videos, I think. And it's becoming a bit of a pain because you forget about it, you try and close the door, and then it's rubbing here, chipping the paint off. So, and it's putting a lot of, it's probably damaging the cord. Not that I care too much about the cord, but you know, eventually one day it's going to be exposed wires. So what I might get him to come and do, I know it's easy enough, but I really don't like doing 240 volt stuff, is obviously kill power so that this loses power. This is the switch to turn the heater on, the hot water system. And just piggyback out of here, there's already a hole. There's already a hole there, so just punch through that hole, and I just want a power point literally here somewhere, an outdoor power point right here. I don't even want him to run it over there. I can do that with an extension cord. So just a double outdoor power point right there. It shouldn't take too long to do. Yeah, and then that way I can run a power cord and just have a power cord constantly here. I'd even probably get one with a switch on it, so that way I don't even have to disconnect it. It can stay connected, and then you just flick it on and your pump turns on. You can't leave it connected, and then that way I don't even have to walk over here, I suppose, and turn it on. You know, it's very convenient, and then that way you've got power here. So yeah, so I might look into that. I mean, I could even go and buy all the stuff from Bunnings and mount it where I want it with the conduit like that. It just has to replicate what they've done there. It's not hard to do. I can even go and buy all the stuff, and then he comes and just I'll kill power to the house, and he can just pull that box apart and connect it. I know I could do it, but you're not meant to. So yeah, I don't know what he'd charge me for that. Probably a carton of beer. He won't take any money. He lives 2 doors down. It's a pretty funny story actually. He went to my high school. He was a year ahead of me at high school. I kind of know of him. I don't know. I didn't know him. I never talked to him. But he was mates with a mate of mine. Nice guy. But yeah, kind of, I was in year 11, he was in year 12. We kind of, our paths crossed a few times, but not really. And anyway, he went and did what he did after year 12. Then I was in year 12, he was already gone, so we were never in the same classes or anything like that. Anyway, so then maybe 3 years ago, a house 2 doors down from my parents' house came up for sale, old house, and he ended up buying it. And he got really friendly with my dad. My dad's like the neighbourhood kind of, if Dad's out there watering the garden or having a beer on the front veranda, somebody will come and always chat to him. He's like that kind of person, like people will want to come and have a chat to him all the time. It gets annoying because sometimes we go there and we're having a beer out the front, or we're doing something, or we're working on a car, and it's just constant chit chat. Everybody that walks past comes out of their houses because they see he's out there. You know, he can't even mow the lawn uninterrupted. It's pretty funny, but I'm sure it gets annoying for him. But anyway, yeah, so this guy ended up buying a house, and he turns out he's a Sparky, and he's renovated the house, and he's done a really nice job. He's Italian. My mum is Italian. She was born there. So my dad's kind of Italian as well. He's Australian, but he's kind of Italian now anyway. And this guy that I knew from school is Italian. Both his parents are Italian. So when it's sausage making time, or it's making the vino, or what else they do, I don't think he makes pasta. I think it's mainly sausages and the wine. You know, he brings not a bottle, he'll bring a flagon, like 4 litres or 5 litres around, and they'll smash it out the front, smash it out the front of Dad's house on the veranda or whatever. It's pretty funny. And yeah, Dad's like 60 and this guy's like my age, so Dad's like got another son now. It's pretty funny. But yeah, he's a funny dude. But yeah, he loves my old man. He's got a motorbike. He had a crash on his motorbike, broke both wrists, so he couldn't do anything around the house. This was about a year ago. And you know, Dad goes over, gives him a hand, obviously not to do certain things in the toilet, but you know, Dad goes around and mowed his lawn out the back, out the front, helped him do a few things here and there around the house that needed to be doing. Obviously he's not gonna, yeah, helped him out. So I think because he's helped him out with that, he kind of feels obliged to help Dad back out doing something. So he's only just retired from his work, and he's doing a few things around the house. He's finally bought a fan for outside because they got a pool out the back. So he's finally just bought like a ceiling mounted fan, and I think he wanted some more lights. He wanted an extra power point somewhere, 2 lights outside, the fan, and hardwired smoke detectors. And this guy said, yeah, let me know when you want to do it. You buy all the stuff, obviously, and my labour's free. I'll come and do it for you. So that's what he's done. So yeah, he's only just done that last week or the week before, I think. So yeah, so I might just ask him if he wouldn't mind just coming up. Obviously Dad can drive him up, whatever, and just connect the power point for me. So yeah, see how we go. That's about it. Oh, I forgot to throw it. It was bin day the other day, and I forgot to throw that out. That was for the hex lights. Doesn't matter. I think we're pretty good. I might switch off for a bit because to do the polishing on that saucepan there, or the pan. Actually, you know what? I think it's. I don't think the recycling truck has even come just yet. So I might go and try that. We'll see. I might switch off for a bit, and I'll start polishing because all you're going to hear is it's a air operated die grinder, so it's quite noisy. So yeah, you're not going to hear much of me anyway. But anyway, I'll show you a before photo and an after photo. If it comes up any better, we'll see. And we'll go from there. But anyway, I'll see you when I'm done over there. Okay, I've had to, this thing has started getting hot. I've been at it for about half an hour. That's doing a good job, just cooling that off. Hopefully you can hear me there. We're up to the 2000 grit, and you can see the reflection there. It's coming up really nice. A little bit of water makes it cut a little bit better. But yeah, I'm not even going to do a metal polish. I'm just going to go. I've got 2000, and then I think this is like 3000 here. That's all I'm going to do. I've done 2 discs of 600, 2 discs of 1000, 1 disc of 1200, 1 disc of 2000, and then probably only need 1 disc of 3000. I think it is. It's not even written on there, but yeah, it's very, very light. So I'll keep at it, and I'll get back to you when we're done. All right, all done. I did end up using a little bit of polish just to finish it off by hand. I didn't use any polish with the look at that. You could almost shave with that. I'll take a photo just so we got a before, a during, and an after. I think the photo I took was of 1200, so that was kind of in the middle. Oh yeah, you can see there's definitely a reflection now. Very nice, cool. It feels unbelievably smooth. So, and these were actually, you can see there. So the pad on the die grinder was what, 2 inch, and then I must have 3 inch. 3 inch pads or 4 inch pads, so when it runs up, it kind of runs up and gets right into that corner. Quite nice. So really good. So yeah, 600, 1000, 1200, 2000, and I think 3000. There's no writing on that. There is writing on the other ones, I could check, but I'm pretty sure it's about 3000. So I used water from 1200 onwards. So 1200, 2000 and 3000 was with water, just to finish it and then go to the next one. So 1200 dry, and then water, a few passes, and then clean it, and then 2000 dry, then water, then clean it, dry it, and then dry, then finish it off with water. Then it kind of evaporates because this gets quite hot, still pretty hot now. And then it's dry, give it a wipe over, and then I just used polish with that rag, and that was it by hand, just to bring it up to come up nice like that. So pretty good. So yeah, we'll give that a crack, but I can't remember what I think I did polish it to 3000, but I did it in like 10 minutes. I've been doing this for about 45 minutes. So yeah, it's I just put a lot more time into it, and it didn't stick, even quickly doing it for 10 minutes. You'd obviously get your dried bits of food on there, but to clean it was super easy to clean, whereas before you were scrubbing it big time and actually putting scratches in it to clean it, to get the food off it. So this should be 10 times better because it's 10 times shinier, so hopefully it works that way. But anyway, yeah, we'll try it. Probably not tonight. I think we're going out for dinner tonight, so won't get a shot to try it tonight, but definitely into next week we'll give it a bash, and I'll let you know how it goes on the next video. But anyway, I think the compressors had a good workout. So yeah, you could see there in that video, hopefully you could hear what I was saying, but I had the blower just not pegged, but half speed, quarter speed, just blowing a nice wind over it because it was starting to get a bit hot. It was just on constantly, so it kind of kept up, but not quite. The only time it would turn off is when I was swapping discs. So yeah, it was kind of just keeping up with me. It's pretty hungry actually, that air hungry, that die grinder. But yeah, that cooled it off nicely, so that worked well. I did mention I got the pump there for the my mate's RO unit, so just waiting on the DI tank now. And that's it. I'm going to throw all these out because they've done their time. And we're done. I'll wash up. I think I'm going to go put the aircon on. It's getting quite warm out here. We can go and check it. Like, it's not super hot. It's not in the 30s, but it's definitely in the mid to high 20s, I'd say. 27. I'm pretty sure that's what they said it was going to be today. So yeah, that's the hottest it's been in like 6 months, so that's why I'm kind of feeling it a little bit. But normally, yeah, I'm cool with hot weather, but not too hot, that's for sure. Okay, I'm just looking around. I think that's it. These lights are cool. You really don't even notice a difference from going like out here to in. There's actually more light in there than it is out here because now this roof is solid. Used to be see-through plastic, so yeah, it's not a strain on the eye, but you don't get that. Oh, now I'm in the shed, now I'm outside. It's kind of all the same. It's very, very bright. So very happy with that. So all good. I've got to remember about the RO unit still pumping water into that tank. So yeah, can't forget about that. But it does have an alarm now. I put an overflow alarm on it, so I'll definitely hear that if it goes off. But it's still got another couple of hours anyway, so we're all good there. Anyway, I'm sure this video is getting close to an hour, so I will leave it there, and we'll see you next week. If I I don't know what's coming up. We'll see. I'm sure something will pop up. But anyway, catch you then. Catch you later. See ya.